Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny De Lillo and we're here at the Cameras Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Director Liz Rizzo with her movie Zero Sight, Bad Call. Let's take a look at the clip.
Some may call it gaming, I call it virtual training. First thing is equipment selection. What would an assassin use? And assuming the international assassin knows you're here, on account of him being uber elite, we need to map the sandbox and find the right place to camp the target. That's you. Too low, too many non-player characters. Clean POV of the target projected location.
But it's either a noob move or a super advanced setting. You run the risk of getting zerged by NPC cops.
Liz, it's amazing to have you here in the studio. Congratulations on your film.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Well, Zero Sight, Bad Call is about a woman who, during a one-night stand, steals a cell phone, which allows her to text anyone's name, and that person will be assassinated.
I think it's the best synopsis I think we've heard in New Filmmakers. It's so intriguing, you just want to watch it. It's a really fun movie to watch and has so many really wonderful moments. And you had some really great comedic actors as well, which I loved and wonderful. How did you come about the casting?
The thing about Los Angeles is it's an embarrassment of riches when it comes to incredibly talented actors. We actually we listed casting calls on one of the casting websites, watched a million reels, looked at a million headshots, had a full day of casting where we called people in, had auditions, had callbacks, and we were just really, really lucky with everyone that we found. We were very pleased.
Yeah, really fantastic. Really carried this amazing story. As a director, I mean, there's some great comedic moments in there that I just loved and was so intrigued. Was that something you kind of incorporate into the actors, or do they kind of have that sort of comedic thing about themselves?
Well, it's interesting because Michael writes pieces that are very like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that kind of sometimes dry humor, fast talking, and Zero Sight was the first time that I really got the opportunity to learn more about working with that type of material and working with actors on that type of material. I think when you start, when you, for example, love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you don't realize that not everyone watches it.
Right.
And so you say, just, it's like this, and they look at you. So I actually, learned a lot about directing that type of material and that type of dialogue, and I always have rehearsal, and we just kind of worked it. I do think that the number one trick to it really is to play it straight, not overplay it, not think about the fact that it might be funny.
Yeah. No, it certainly worked in that respect. Now, Zero Sight, Bad Call is actually part of as you say, a bigger project. So what other aspects are there to this web series?
Well, it depends on which way you're asking. The short is part of a anthology series that was created on YouTube called The Continuum by a game company called Red 5. So that's the world that one of the worlds that Zero Sight, Bad Call lives in, is part of this amazing anthology series of short films called The Continuum. Very honored to be part of it. The films are really great. Zero Sight, the web series, is this world where there's this mysterious woman and this assassin, the Raven, and the different normal people that get kind of pulled into their trajectory and maybe do things that they wouldn't do normally. Right.
I mean, it's quite an achievement. Obviously, got a great team, but to kind of like create that world that you're just not in the real world, you must have a great team in production-wise to kind of help you create that world for all of the audience to kind of like be locked into.
I think it's a couple things. Between Zero Sight, the web series that does not exist in the world yet, and Bad Call, there are two characters in common, and that's the woman and the Raven, so the mysterious woman and the one named assassin that we know. So I think they really anchor the short in the world of Zero Sight. The other thing is the look of it. I love very vibrant, rich colors. And I had an excellent production designer, and she came in and I showed her the cover of a Buffy comic book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're in my apartment, and I show her this, and there's all this other stuff around for her to look at. And she looks at this Buffy comic book, and she's like, oh, yeah, okay. Ooh, look, Mario Brothers. And I now live in a yellow apartment, because it was my apartment.
What was it like to have your film selected with us at New Filmmakers Los Angeles?
I was just excited to, anytime you're invited to anything in LA, you're really excited.
Yeah.
You live in LA, you're like, it's down the street. Actually, we took the metro, but it was great.
There you go.
Got a little walk out of it too. Yeah, I mean, it was just, we were very excited to be there.
Well, very good. And so, Liz, we want to see more of your work. So what's happening next for you?
Well, I just finished a small web series called Titus Andronicus.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so it is about two detectives investigating the murders in Shakespeare's plays. Okay.
That's amazing.
It's modernized. It's funny. It's a bigger comedy than Zero Sight, but it's also very dialogue driven.
Yeah.
But you can see it at www.titusandronicus.com. And so I'm very, very proud of that. It's 3 episodes. It takes only 15 minutes to watch. It's Hamlet in 15 minutes. That's season 1.
Wow. Well, I know what I'm doing tonight,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm
highly
doing.
recommend it. It's really great.
That's fantastic.
That was a wonderful experience. And then this year I'm scheduled to be directing a film short called The Birthday Gift, which is much more serious content, but also has a slight fantasy element. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, I'm delighted, and of course you're very busy because you're a very talented filmmaker with a wonderful voice for the industry. So thank you so much, and congratulations on this film, and we'll certainly be following many more of your films in the future. So thank you very much.